Anyway, the name of the show today is Rubber and Grounded. And I wanted to talk about how the systems that we live under keep us from being grounded. And when was the last time you guys took off your shoes and put your feet in the grass or the dirt, mud? Let me ask y'all.
Uh, this summer, this past summer.
This past summer? It's been a summer. How long has it been for you, Curtis? Since you put your feet in the grass, dirt, mud?
I couldn't tell you.
Long time. How long has it been for you, Pat? You there, Pat? I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna say I'm better than anybody. It's been a long time for me. I can't remember the last time. But you have the rubber, and just like the rubber that's on the tires, and then it's kind of it's this thing is really deep but spiritual. We was talking about the Africans and how they're extorting Africa and like the DRC especially. And one of the things that historically, and the rubber had a big impact on like the way the industrial revolution kind of happened. Once they started using rubber. But the thing is about rubber is it's an insulator, right? So the thing is, a lot of times our shoes have it in it, you know? And what's happening is it insulates us from this energy of the earth. When we're in our car, the tires are made of rubber. So we're not connecting to earth when we're in our cars because the tires are insulating us. These shoes with the rubber soles do the same thing. It's a way to detach us from nature. You know what I'm saying? To keep us from being able to harness the energy of the earth. You know what I'm saying? And the idea of being grounded also has to do with like your ego and getting lost in like individuality. I mean, not individuality. Well, yeah, individuality
Individuality.
Consumerism and just being, selfish and just thinking about me only and forgetting that the planet is alive. Like you go out there and you walk with your feet in the grass and you feel the earth. It'll make you, and that's kind of like what I always try to point out the moon to people and the stars when it's at nighttime, because those things make you realize the reality, how like your problems, everything you're mad at, everything that's going through in your life, like that shit is so minuscule to the big picture. You're looking at these stars, you're looking at what's going on in the universe, all this amazing fucking shit. And then, if you look at that, then you have to feel like, everything is small here. All my little problems that I think are so big aren't really, and actually pretty insignificant. Doc says, don't forget the concrete drains as well, like a car battery set on the garage floor. Yeah, the concrete. And that's what the Native Americans talk about all the time, because, and then there's a song that say, what did it say? Do something to paradise, turn it into a parking lot. Tear down paradise and turn it into a parking lot. Some shit like that. But anyways, the Native Americans are like that because they look at all of the damn concrete and they're like, it's horrifying to them to see it. The concrete is horrible.
Yeah.
All this concrete everywhere is terrible. And that shit just crumbles anyways. It's like temporary as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Look at they don't even know how to make the concrete that they made back in the days. Like, I don't want to say the wrong places, but like Rome, Greece, or whatever. I don't know. They their concrete still lasts. Our concrete, when it rains hard, that shit already got starting to deteriorate.
Yeah. I think that's them mixing it cheaply.
Yep. Don't give a fuck. What the fuck are they making it out of? Doc says the early Druids called Roman roads an arrow through the heart of the land. Ooh, arrow through the heart of the land. But you know, the thing is, the human evolution and our like dominance of the planet had a lot to do with trade or whatever, and that had a lot to do with roads and shit like that. Infrastructures that allowed us to be able to move products and services fast. And if you look at history, you'll see all of the great civilizations and all of the larger populations of people are going to be along trade routes, and that's actually still true to this day. People tend to live along trade routes, and trade routes tend to have roads and shit.
Yeah.
Doc says they know the mechanics for Roman roads, but not the exact formulas. Yeah, they can't recreate a lot of that shit. Like I said, they can't even make that concrete. They don't know how they made the concrete back then. Let me see, y'all. I had some stuff. Let me look it up here. Ukraine is totally dominating the fucking news.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna be. That's what they want you to pay attention to.
Exactly. That's what Tim Black said. He said, just unplug. He said, don't even pay no attention to none of that shit. But if you're a fucking enlisted Marines or Army, Navy, it may concern you a bit. Because it totally could affect your life. and I don't mean to belittle it, because it's not really even funny. Damn.
18 años y está cuidando de 5 niños.
She's 18 years old and she takes care of 5 of her little brothers and sisters. Her parents, something must have happened. They're not there.
System. What does this mean for Russia? How significant is that move?
Well, it does cut them off from a means of transacting big business and large amounts of money, say for oil and gas purchases. Even ordinary citizens using their credit card can get hooked into this system. It's not without risk for the West, but it is what the Ukrainians believe is sort of the mother of all sanctions. President Biden has said it's a good step, but what the U.S. and its allies have done in addition, maybe even more significant for the Russians, cutting them off from access to Western finance, going after the oligarchs individually so that they no longer can benefit from their association with the Kremlin and President Putin to try and pressure the government from within. The United States believes some of that may be working in concert with all of the Ukrainian defenses.
President Zelensky now says that Western countries have agreed to disconnect Russia from the SWIFT banking system. What does this mean for Russia? How significant?
I don't think they care, bro. I don't think Russia care about all those sanctions that they're putting on them, honestly.
Yeah, they've been putting sanctions. They've been putting sanctions on them forever. They move around that shit and take care of business.